What's going on May Day in Boston today?
Well, today under the rain, we are actually here to join the rest of the workers of the world that on this day are actually not working but demonstrating and assessing the rights of workers and where they stand on this. Here in the United States, we don't do that type of stuff. Obviously today officially is the day of law and order or some stupidity like that, and obviously it's really bad because it is here in the United States, in Chicago, where we started this tradition in 1886. So we are here today to actually pay respect to the martyrs of the workers that have died on the cause to actually get workers' rights, and we continue to fight now for workers' rights and also for the right of a massive amount of people. Those are the migrant workers that actually we vindicate their rights. They have rights, they contribute, and we think that it's time to stop the repression against them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What activities are going on in Boston today for May Day?
Okay, so Boston May Day activity started today at 7 a.m. There was a financial district block party, which the Occupy Boston team started up, and that was from 7 to 11 from what I understand. And then here we're at City Hall Plaza for the Boston May Day rally, which starts at 12 noon. It's only for an hour, and then from there people are taking the trains to East Boston to Lopresti Park, because at 1:30 they're starting a rally, and then they're marching from there to Chelsea, and then from Chelsea to Everett. And at Everett at 4 o'clock is when the final rally will be. Oh no, sorry. Then there's also a funeral procession at 7 p.m. here in Boston again.
Anticapitalista, 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 anticapitalista.
What?
I said word.
No, see, graduation.
Yeah.
Anticapitalista, anticapitalista, anticapitalista,
Alright, so my name is Jennifer Zaldana, and this is Tim Larkin right here, and we're here representing the Boston May Day Committee. Alright, so we want to start by saying again, thank you for coming out in the rain. The rain didn't stop you, the rain won't stop us. So I know many of you have been out here since 7 in the morning. Celebrating today. Today should be a celebration. We're here today on May Day to celebrate and commemorate the heroic struggle of the Chicago martyrs, who in 1886 gave their lives for the 8-hour workday. Okay, so our next speaker is a Chilean activist as well as an organizer at Tufts University. So if I can please have Romino Kemi to the stage.
Okay. Yeah. ¿Cómo están todos hoy día? Yeah, súper bien.
Muy bueno.
Yeah, I'm speaking on behalf of the Student Anarchist Federation. I'm a graduate student at Tufts. And one of the things that I was thinking about when reminiscing about May 1st is something that I learned in Chile from the years of dictatorship. That it is dangerous to be poor, but it's more dangerous to remember. And May Day is one of those days that the capitalist class does not want us to remember. They do not want us to recognize it, and they do not want us to celebrate it. And it's our job to remember the martyrs of the system that has killed us through work on the job, through our class struggle, and obviously May 1st is remembering the martyrs in Chicago. But May 1st has also been taken on by the working class across the world. In Chile, where my family's from, May 1st was a day of struggle during the dictatorship. It was illegal to rally on May Day, but people did it anyway, because it was to resist pretty much what the dictatorship wanted us to do, was to forget who we were and to forget our struggle. And we cannot forget. And that's
Can you hear me? Almost! In 1885, workers marched on the Chicago Board of Trade, carrying Union banners and black and red flags. The march was led by members of the Anarchist International Working People's Association, including Lucy Parsons and Oscar Neebe. And Albert Parsons addressed the crowd, speaking of the capitalists, the ruling class, the 1%. They amass millions of dollars by manipulating stocks. They create panics, bring about business and commercial stagnations for the purpose of enriching themselves. While those men are enjoying a sumptuous supper, working men are starving. Hermanas and hermanos! Greetings on this glorious May Day, a day of international solidarity with the working people and oppressed of the world. Veterans for Peace proudly stands in solidarity with and defense of the just struggles of all people for political, social, and economic justice in this wicked old world. And as witness our defenses of the encampments at Dewey Square in October and December of last year, and on myriad other occasions, these are not just flowery words used on holiday occasions. May Day is a very appropriate day to address the lessons of war and peace. The lessons of as our organization's name indicate, that have been dearly learned by war-hardened veterans on many of the battlefields of the 20th and 21st century. I want to tell you a secret though that I want you to spread far and wide. I do not give a damn about the Obama administration's timetable for withdrawal from Afghanistan. No, I cry to high heaven, immediate, unconditional withdrawal of all troops, allied troops, and mercenaries from Afghanistan.
How's everyone doing? Can you folks hear me out there? No. My name is Charles Yancey. I'm your city councilor. And I'm here really to honor the workers of the United States of America and around the world. Whereas May Day, May 1st, is celebrated by workers around the world as an expression of international solidarity and shared political aspirations of freedom. And whereas the celebration of May Day in the United States stems from class conflicts between working class and capitalists. And whereas U.S. troops suppressed a workers' strike, killing 30 workers in 1877 at the Battle of Viaduct in Chicago. And I go on to document many, many other atrocities where the workers of this country were suppressed. And whereas armed government forces killed 34 American Railway Union workers on July 7, 1894, just days after President Grover Cleveland declared striking a federal crime in order for federal troops to forcibly disperse the workers. And whereas hundreds of workers have sacrificed their lives for the improvement of working conditions for everyone in the United States, be it therefore resolved that the Boston City Council, in meeting assemblies, honors those whose bloodshed improve the quality of working conditions for workers in the United States of America, and be it further resolved that the Boston City Council proclaims Tuesday, May 1st, 2012 as International Workers' Day in the city of Boston.
Give it up for Emily MacArthur.
Emily!
Hi guys!
Hello!
I didn't know what to expect when I woke up this morning, and I'm really happy to see you guys. So, rightly so, a lot of speakers today have harkened on our history. I'm going to remind you about a little bit at more recent history. Today, we declared it a day without the 99%. What does that remind you of? A couple of years ago, I think they called a day without an immigrant. I think that's where we founded this Boston Mayday Coalition. I think when workers remember their power, the whole world trembles. What came out of that struggle? The politicians were scared. They were damn scared. But they're still kicking around the same lousy piece of legislation that they like to call the Dream Act. Now the Republicans are going to pick it up like some crazy cat and mouse game. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So, it's 2012, guys. It's been 4 years. Who the hell are we going to vote for?
Joe Kennedy II!
Not Obama.
Joe Kennedy II! Jill Stein! Jill Stein!
Warmongers?
Jill Stein! Jill Stein!
I like her too. My point is, we can't continue to vote for politicians that don't have our interests at heart. But tell us the only way we can have decent paying jobs is by putting a pipeline from Canada to Texas. I want green jobs and I want them now! And the only way that we can get the things that we need, that we want, is by struggling in the streets together and remembering our power and amplifying that voice into politicians that fucking stand for something! Thanks for coming out, guys.
I'm going to read right now. Everything's wet. Brothers and sisters, unfortunately, I cannot be with you today. I am in the 14th month of a 36-month sentence at Hazleton Federal Penitentiary, based on a scheme by former U.S. Attorney Michael Sullivan to advance his career. Sullivan is now managing partner of the Boston office of the Ashcroft Group, a consulting firm owned by John Ashcroft, former U.S. Attorney General under George Bush. But that is a conversation for another day. I appreciate and welcome the opportunity on May Day 2012 to share with you my thoughts. However, rather than focusing on the issue of terrorism being perpetrated on the undocumented workers of this country, or the millions who are unemployed or have never been employed, I want to share with you some thoughts I've been having on the question. Now that the Occupy movement has created an awakening, what's to be done? The workers of this country, the 99%, are indebted to the young people and older people who decided that action rather than talk was necessary and went into the streets of this nation with their message that the political economy of this country is being operated for the benefit of the few. So please welcome Chris Gonzalez with the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
Brothers and sisters, even though I'm cold and it's raining, I'm filled with warmth and energy, not only by seeing all of you out here today, but knowing that millions across the world are standing out with us here today celebrating International Workers' Day, our day. We celebrate the history of the slave, of the runaway slave, of the farm worker, of the factory worker, the student, the teacher, that have written the history, that have created the change that we have, that have created the 8-hour day, that have created the weekends, that have created the right to vote. And we not only celebrate that rich history, but we take up the pledge like they did to leave this world better than we came into it.